Chapter 8, Lesson 10, Surface Area of Pyramids. We will be talking about finding the surface area of rectangular pyramids and triangular pyramids. Again, the lateral surface area is the area of the faces or the lateral faces. It is definitely the triangles. So we want to make sure that we note they are all triangles. The area of the bases, depending on whether or not it is a rectangular pyramid or a triangular pyramid, if it is a rectangular pyramid, it is going to have one rectangular base. If it is a triangular pyramid, it is going to have one triangle base. Again, I know that on our notes the base is not necessarily noted, but it definitely will be on a test. Together, your lateral surface area and your area of your bases will give you the total surface area, which is the sum of the areas of all the shapes. This is similar to finding the area of composite figures. Do we have any questions so far about the lateral surface area of pyramids, the area of the base for pyramids, and the total surface area for pyramids? Let's take a look at a couple of examples. It looks like we have a rectangular pyramid and a triangular pyramid to use. So I'm going to focus on the rectangular pyramid first. Again, I know that in our notes the base is not identified, but with a rectangular pyramid, it is definitely the only rectangle that is given. So this is the base. And we want to find the total surface area. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look and see if all my triangles are the same. And it looks like that they are. So I can say that the lateral surface area has 4 triangles. And it looks like they are each 9 by 7. Remember, the base and the height of a triangle is where it makes a right angle. So the 9 and the 7, so we have area equals 7 times 9 divided by 2, which will give you 31.5. But remember, we have 4 of them. So we are going to multiply it by the 4 triangles. And our lateral surface area is going to be 126 centimeters squared. Now we're going to find the area of the base. The area of the base is a rectangle. It's a 7 by 7. So the base is one rectangle. It is 7 times 7, which is 49. And if we want to find the total surface area, we just add the lateral surface area plus the area of the bases to get the total surface area. So total surface area of 175 centimeters squared. Does anyone have any questions about finding the total surface area of a rectangular pyramid? Let's take a look at the triangular pyramid over here on the right. The triangular pyramid, again, I know that on our notes it doesn't tell which one's the base, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the one in the middle is the base. On your test, it will be noted for you. We need to find the lateral surface area first. So the lateral surface area is the area of these three triangles. And it appears that this triangle is an equilateral triangle. I'm going to go ahead and put in these lines of congruency to prove it, so that each side of this triangle is 7. The lateral surface area, remember, when you're looking for the base and the height of a triangle, it's where it makes the right angle. Therefore, the base and the height of all these triangles is 7 and 6. So my lateral surface area includes 3 triangles. They have, the area is 6 times 7 divided by 2, which is 42 divided by 2, and that's 21. But we have 3 of them because there are 3 triangles. So the lateral surface area is actually 63 inches squared. Now we need to find the area of the base. The area of the base is this triangle in here in the middle. And since this is an equilateral triangular pyramid, I know that all 4 triangles are going to be the same. So if these triangles on the outside were each 21, then I know the one on the inside is also 21. So I know that my base is 21 inches squared. And so for the total surface area, you take your lateral surface area plus your base, and it's the sum, which is 84 inches squared. Are there any questions about finding the lateral surface area of triangular pyramids, the base of triangular pyramids, or the total surface area of triangular pyramids? Let's take a look at example number 2 for both a triangular pyramid and a rectangular pyramid. It appears that we will be only finding the lateral surface area. I want to remind you that the lateral surface area is without the bases. No bases. I also know that these are also equilateral triangles, which means that all these triangles are going to be the same, but we don't want the base. No base. So all we're finding is lateral surface area. So we're going to be finding the area of these triangles and not the one in the middle, not this one. So the base and the height of the triangle is where it makes a perpendicular line. Since this is an equilateral triangle, this is going to be a 4 by 3.5. So my lateral surface area is 3 triangles. The area is 4 times 3.5 divided by 2, which is 14. Which is 7. So these are all 7. So my lateral surface area is 7 times 3, which is 21 feet squared. I multiplied it by 3 because there are 3 faces. Are there any questions about finding the lateral surface area? Take a look at the rectangular pyramid. I've always found these to be a little bit easier to find the lateral surface area because the rectangle is the base. There's no trick or anything about it. So we know we're not using this, right? But it does appear that that is a square, so all 4 triangles are going to have the same base and height. So they're all going to be 6 by 5. So my lateral surface area is going to have 4 rectangles, 4 triangles actually, and it appears that they are all 6 by 5. So if I have 6 times 5 divided by 2, because it is a triangle, 30 divided by 2 is 15. The area of each one of these triangles is 15. I also want to note that I am writing the areas inside of these shapes. This just lets me keep track of the information that I have already found. I know that I have 4 triangles. I can see the 4 15s. So I can tell by looking at this that I am going to have to multiply 15 times 4 to find the total surface area. Or no, not the total surface area, the lateral surface area. So I'm going to take this, 15 for one of them, multiply it by 4, and I know that my lateral surface area is 60 centimeters squared. Again, I'm going to make a note that there are 4 triangle faces. Are there any questions about finding the lateral surface area of pyramids? Let's flip our notes over on the back. For the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and work through the next 4 shapes. Although in class, we did have students come up and demonstrate their knowledge of this skill. Number 3, looking for the lateral surface area and the total surface area. The lateral surface area are the triangles on the outside. Again, I know that most of the time it is going to be labeled the base, and it will not always be in the center, but for the sake of our learning, we're going to go ahead and put it in the center. It appears that each one of these triangles is 7 by 5. So the area is 7 times 5 divided by 2, which is 35 divided by 2, which is 17.5. So we're going to go ahead and multiply this by 3, since there's 3 faces, which gives you 52.5. Then we need to find the area of the base. This appears to be a 4 by 5, but there's only one base. So we're going to have 4 times 5 divided by 2, 20 divided by 2, that equals 10. And then we take both the lateral surface area and the area of our bases to find the total surface area. So it's 52.5 plus 10 would give us 62.5 meters squared. Take a look at the rectangular pyramid. This does appear that it has two different sets of lateral triangles. So this one is going to be a little bit different. I do know that the top and the bottom are the same and the left and the right are the same. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to write the areas inside of those triangles to make sure that I am not missing anything. So if this is 8, then I know this one's 8. So this one is 14 times 8 divided by 2. Is 56. That's 112 divided by 2 is 56. So I know this top one is 56, therefore this bottom one is 56. These over here looks like it is a 12 by 6 divided by 2. So we have 72 divided by 2, which is 36. So I know if the one on the left is 36, then the one on the right is 36. So my lateral surface area looks like it's 56 plus 56, 36 plus 36, which is 112 plus 72, which is a total of 184. So my lateral surface area is 184. And then we're going to find the area of the base, which is 6 by 8. It's a rectangle. That's 48. So I'm going to add the base of 48, and then my total surface area is 232 centimeters squared. Take a look at number 4 and 5. Because this is a video, I do want to remind you that you can pause and go back at any time if there is something that you missed. I would highly recommend watching more than once to make sure that you catch maybe a little key helpful tips and hints somewhere in the middle of the conversation. I know sometimes when we're listening to something, we don't hear it the first time. So if we listen to it a couple of times, we might get it. But again, if it's going too fast, go ahead and pause it, write down the notes, rewind it, and listen to it again so you can actually pay attention and not write at the same time. All right, let's take a look at number 4. The toddler builders makes a toy block in the shape of a triangular pyramid. The base of the block is an equal lateral triangle with the dimensions of 6 inches. The height of the base is 5 2/10 inches, and the slant height of the block is 8 inches. Now, what it means by the slant height is it means basically the height right here. Now, it does say the height of the base. So one of the things I want to do is I notice it's a triangular pyramid, which means it's going to have a triangular base. It says it was an equilateral triangle. So I'm going to do my best to make that an equilateral triangle. The dimensions are 6, so that tells me that each one of these sides is 6. It says that the height of it is 5.2. And then the slant height, which is always on the faces, that's this height right here, is the slant height is 8. That is 8. And it wants to know the surface area of the pyramid block. All right, so I used my color coding that I've been working with, but I do recognize that the base and the height of each one of these triangles is a 6 by 8. So this is 6 times 8 divided by 2. So we have 48 divided by 2, which is 24. And because this is an equilateral triangle, I know that each one of these is 24. So that's 24 times 3. My lateral surface area is 24 times 3, which is 72. My base, change colors here, looks like it's a 6 times 5.2 divided by 2, which is 15.6. And then it does ask for surface area. That does mean total surface area. So I'm going to add these up. My total surface area equals 87.6 inches squared. Now, number 4 and 5 are a little bit tough because you do not see the net of the figure laid out. But remember, I did draw it out the best that I could. We don't have to be artists. Number 5, Marcus's science class is testing a toy parachute in the shape of a square pyramid. That square pyramid tells me it's got a base of a square. That means all the sides are the same, and all of my faces are going to be the same as well. The opening of the base is 20 centimeters long and 20 centimeters wide. So that tells me my base is a 20 by 20. The slant height, which remember is the height of the faces, is 14.1. What is the surface area of the parachute? And there's a hint here that it does not have the base. So technically, without base, right, does not include the base. So without base means it is the lateral surface area. So I technically don't need this. We don't need the base. But I do recognize that I have 4 triangles here. All 4 triangles have base and height of 14.1 by 20s. So 14.1 times 20 divided by 2 is 141. I'm going to go ahead and write that 141 in all 4 of these just so I can visualize. This is for those visual students who recognize that there's all 4 of them. So my lateral surface area is going to be 141 times 4, and that is 564 centimeters squared. If there are any questions that you still have, please make sure that you write a comment. You can even send me an email to ask me a question.